Don't you have to go to the YouTube one? Like there's a second place you have to start streaming.
I already did.
Oh, there it is.
Buzz.
Got it.
10 reasons for bad sex.
What's going on, everybody? It's Drew. It is Tuesday, June 11th. So we are live in studio. We have Pajama Joe. We have Lusty Laura. Garby had a pool incident where he has to go put on some flippers and apparently go save his pool, so he had to bail. Jay Fred is in New York, and Jason Stallworth is writing a new song for the Drinking with Drew show as we speak. So we
Is
are
that
going.
the truth, or are you just making that
I
up?
just made that up. So we're going to discuss a lot today. We've got the 10 reasons you're having bad sex. The 10 reasons you're having bad sex. We're going to talk about tonight, and Joe is going to probably tell us about 7 of those. We have a lot of national news, and we've got a lot going on. What?
Nothing. I'm just looking. Just keep going.
Thought you were pointing at my chin like I had a piece of burrito stuck on there.
Burrito. When did you
I don't know.
burrito?
Nothing. We were eating Cheetos and burritos, the same thing, just made
First of all,
differently.
we didn't have Cheetos or burrito.
Well, we had chips in the green room. That's all I'm saying.
Tostito scoops.
Exactly. All right. So it's Drinking with Drew show. My name's Drew, and I'm drinking.
And now, from the CapsFlorida.com studios in Riverview, Florida, it's the Drinking with Drew show.
Plumber's butt crack looks like boobs.
All righty. So welcome, Joe. He is back from jury duty. You did not get selected.
Nope, they didn't want me.
No. What'd you tell him?
Look at me.
Do you want me in charge of your life right now?
Nope.
Yeah. So in the green room, we talked about it for 30 minutes. So he's a little burnt out about, discussing it. But tell me about jury duty. You went in, you didn't get selected. What excuse did you give him?
I told them so the case was going to be 3 days. And
What kind of case was it?
Can we discuss that? Or
Yeah.
Oh,
You're not
okay.
giving details about
I
the
didn't
case.
I didn't know any of that was.
You've been dismissed. You can talk about whatever you want.
Yeah,
They don't give you the details in the voir dire, so.
No.
It's a criminal case that involved a sexual battery with lethal weapon and false imprisonment.
Okay.
And
Guilty!
It was going to last like 3 days. And I was like, well, I have work commitments over the next few days, and I could be here for 1 day. I can't commit to 3 days. So that ultimately was...
Why are you talking so low?
Huh?
Why are you talking so low?
What do you want me to say?
I need you to get you in the yellow at least.
He's bored with the jury.
With the conversation?
With the jury
Yeah.
talk, so he's like, yeah.
I mean, it's a sophisticated topic. I have to kind of...
No, you don't. You don't have to think about it at all.
And I'm still sober.
Were there any
Hold on, let's fix this.
Were there any hot women in the jury booth? Nope.
Give me a minute.
He's like 3 beers in, maybe.
Oh,
He's making his own bubbles.
he is. I was going to try to find the bubbles.
I was trying to delay until you could find them, but...
No, yeah. I don't even have anything open right now. Hang on.
No, there was not. I mean, 2 of halfway decent quality as far as the jury goes. I didn't really get to see most of the jury auditorium because I was chosen in the first group at 8:30. But like in the 60 people that I was with, there was maybe 2 to look at. But there was one other girl that was hanging around. But then I think she must have been like a law student or something like that because she was just hanging out in the back of the courtroom.
Well, sometimes they have people
process.
hanging out to see who's on their phones, who's researching the case, like things like that. But it was probably before you got to
It was
that
before
point.
we went in, yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't know anything about it yet. So
Yeah. See if you're doing lines in the bathroom,
Yeah.
things like that. Yep.
there was surprisingly a lot of bathrooms in that courthouse.
Of course.
I was like, everywhere I turned around, there was like 4 more bathrooms. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. So Joe did not get selected.
Nope.
Okay. And just a heads up, voting for Best of the Bay, the best podcast, you can vote for the best attorney, the best restaurant, the best, name it, it's on the list. They have probably 200 to 300 selections you can make. The only one I care about personally right now is the best podcast. You can go to Creative Loafing, and isn't that it? Creative
Yeah.
Loafing. And you can select the best podcast and just you can type it in, the Drinking with Drew show.
It's under the entertainment tab for the categories.
Yep.
So is that best overall entertainment?
No, there's
No.
there's radio shows, there's comedians, there's
Live music,
spoken word. Like you can literally vote on just about everything under the sun. But
And it has to be local Tampa based.
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So
So
just reminding the audience.
well, but they can be in New
Yes.
York and they can vote for it. I mean, Creative Loafing is a Tampa-based magazine.
He's
so,
saying that people you're submitting to.
yeah,
Like, don't go and throw a new name out there and the place is in New Jersey. Like,
yes, please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. But yeah, the Drinking with Drew show, you can vote for it until, I don't know when the voting stops. And I think you can vote every day, once per day.
Yeah.
So.
I've been doing it once per day.
Okay.
It's not that you're voting, you are making your suggestions, and then I guess the top number of, I don't know how many they're going to have, top 5, top 10 are then going to be voted upon from there, and then they'll pick one winner.
I mean, it's clear that we're the best in our category
Of course.
Obviously.
There's only one Drew. So, I mean,
within our budget.
yeah. Well, I have a very big budget for this show, Joe. I mean,
just not
not for the talent.
not for the
salaries.
talent. I mean,
Not for the talent.
no. I might buy you chicken wings later. Tonight is the $10 all you can eat chicken wings at Glory Days,
Unofficial sponsor.
unofficial sponsorship in Riverview, Florida. Obviously, I'm sure they do it in Brandon and the other
I think
locations.
the
but
waitress really likes me. She keeps giving me like free refills.
I'm sure. All right, so I had to go to the ER again yesterday.
Yay.
So got another CT scan. So I was cleared. So I'm officially having a couple beers. Let's not go crazy. So I'm
Still
having a couple.
drinking
Still,
the watered down stuff.
yeah,
the
still-
lights.
yeah. We are going to try a new beer tonight. We're trying Nut Brown Ale, Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale.
That just, I mean, could they think of a more awful name?
It's a
Well-
British thing.
I don't even care. I mean, if it's going to be a British name, just put fucking Spotted Dick on there.
Well,
Like, why Nut Brown?
Laura said
So gross.
she's not putting anything described as nut brown in her mouth.
That is accurate.
So we'll see how that goes.
Nut brown is fine, just not a brown nut.
Well, you'll see. So we're going to
Well,
try
if you-
that.
If you nut and it's brown.
Exactly.
Since
It's a brown
Joe
nut.
slammed half of his Bud Light already, so we'll probably try that here pretty soon, right?
It's a bit nutty.
It's a bit nutty.
Remember that one with Fat Bastard?
Yeah.
We do, Joe.
It's a bit nutty.
If you haven't gotten one yet, get your official Drinking with Drew coaster,
Beer
not
koozie.
coaster, beer koozie. I almost called it a boob koozie.
We don't like naked beer bottles.
This was made by Keller, and he might be on the show later. We'll see what he's up to. He actually,
Keller is on. He said, can we vote for Jason's neck rolls?
you probably could.
Yes.
A write-in.
Yes.
Probably.
They're all write-ins.
Well, they're a write-in, but you have to have the category. You have to select the category. So under live music, instead of saying Jason Stallworth, you'd have to probably say,
Jason Stallworth
neck rolls. Yeah, something like that.
That would be under stand-up comedy.
Right, there
Could
you
be.
go.
Could
Because
be.
they have their own show.
Yep.
It's a great throwback to last week.
Well, yeah. We'll see what Keller can pick out this week. He's got Joe as a subject sitting in what was Jason's chair yesterday. So technically, you're at the same angle. So I don't
But
know.
Keller didn't make up the neck roll comment.
I know, Candy did.
made
did.
it, and then Jason brought it up. He
I know.
Just took, he rolled with it.
He should have kept his mouth shut.
Exactly. So Hunter Biden was found guilty today. I'm not surprised, but I don't think this is going to have a huge effect over anything.
Nope.
You're going to see a lot of bullshit over the next few months.
Do you think he's going to get prison time?
No.
No.
So
And that's probably
what
why
was
his
it?
dad said he's not going to pardon him. He's
it-
not going to do anything because he's not going to get prison time.
Was it four felonies?
3,
3.
3? And
Yeah.
what's the sentencing?
25 years.
He could get
each?
25 years. Like
Or
The- I
obviously
think
it would be
total.
concurrent, right?
so,
Yeah.
the issue is most people in his shoes. When I say his shoes, I mean first time offenders who have been charged with this. Some have gotten 5 years.
And it's a non-violent crime.
Well, but it's involving
Is
firearm.
Is it criminal or is it civil?
No, it's criminal for sure.
It's criminal?
Yeah, it's a federal charge.
Yeah.
So the problem is the judge handling his case has sentenced people to up to 5 years for the same crime.
Yeah.
So if he sentences him less, there's going to be a little bit of
Uproar.
backlash
Yeah.
about that. So, but I don't think he's going to get prison time.
See, I think it's weird because obviously this is like a paperwork thing. He applied for a permit or applied for something on a form,
Right.
and he technically lied on the form
Right.
to purchase a gun,
Right.
but he didn't use the gun.
Well, he possessed it.
Did
Yeah,
they say he possessed it for like 5 days?
He possessed it, but he didn't use it,
Okay, but
which
it's not.
which I think is a little less bad than people going out and using the gun.
Well-
I mean,
Like,
if felons in possession of firearms, that doesn't mean they use it. It just means it's in their possession. Before you
but he
had,
wasn't a felon.
before it was, before you had to have your concealed carry permits.
Well,
before
But he wasn't.
you
He
were
wasn't
just-
a felon though.
Do
He
you-
I
was
know,
just-
but
he
even
just-
if you weren't in Florida,
was
like
just on
before
drugs.
July
Let me
1st
ask you
of
this.
last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't talk. Okay, go ahead.
Do you agree with administrative laws?
some of them, and that's a personal choice of what you agree to. Yeah.
Okay, so this is more of an administrative law.
I
It's a
get it.
felony, but it's a law written to make something not happen.
Yeah.
They don't, they want to make sure that you're not addicted to drugs while you're possessing it, which overall it's kind of a dumb law. I mean, what's the definition of a drug?
Because isn't the question, are you currently
Right,
using?
right.
So if it had been like the day, he could be like, nope, I wasn't on it. I wasn't currently using.
Well, I quit drinking yesterday.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Wait.
Yeah, so I've had friends get denied purchases on firearms because instead of like they ask you for your ID and instead of giving the guy his ID, he gave him his marijuana card by accident and they denied him purchasing a firearm. So that's a true story. That happened. So does that mean you're addicted? No. So there's a lot of gray area in that law, and I think that's what the judge is going to have to determine. Like if he was literally, if he had there's no crime, he doesn't have a criminal record, so it's not like has several drug arrests. It's just literally they're arresting him for an administrative crime.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I don't think he's going to get jail time, but I've been wrong before.
Maybe they'll give him 6 months,
Who knows?
just as like a, just to make a point.
Maybe.
who knows?
I mean, they're not going to sentence him until October,
Yeah. I mean,
and then he's going to appeal.
He's
I
already
don't-
appealed. They said he's
Is
going
he?
to appeal
Okay. Do you appeal before or after the sentencing, though?
before.
I mean, yeah, you can technically appeal anytime. Like you have people sitting in prison that
They're still working on
they
them.
appeal, banana peel.
Just stick it in the microwave for 10 seconds.
Okay. So we'll see how that goes. And you had a story, Joe, which I thought was interesting.
I did?
You did.
You got to remind me because I send you a lot of stories.
The badminton death. Like,
Wait, make sure we say that properly.
okay, go ahead.
Badminton.
I hate saying it like that.
It's British.
It's badminton.
Minton. Badminton.
So
That's an Olympic sport, Have you ever seen that, like, on the Olympic level?
no.
Little spinner.
Yeah.
What's going to be on the Olympics in this year?
Oh, breakdancing. Breakdancing is going to be in the Olympics. So I just heard about this today. So I have 4 more years to work out and get myself back in shape. And then I'm going to re-enter the Olympics for that.
The B-boy world?
Yes. My breakdancing skills, my back spinning. I used to be called little spinner when I was a kid for that back spin. So I'm going to get back into it. So tell me about has anybody ever died from badminton?
Apparently now they have.
Like, tell the story.
She wasn't even in the game.
Yeah.
No, she was just
So
sitting.
This happened up in Maine, I guess, like last weekend. And the little girl's 6 years old. She's sitting on the sidelines, and her family or brother or dad or whatever is playing. And they swing the racket, and the racket separates. Like the handle was wood, but the shaft was aluminum, and it like separated, and the shaft like went through her head or something.
You like saying shaft as much
He
as
does.
Jason likes to say wiener.
Right?
Okay, in the conversation about a 6-year-old, I'm not saying shaft.
Well, but I'm just saying. So this is crazy, unfortunate, but
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see.
It flew off and stabbed her in the head.
That's insane. I mean,
What are the
and it was a
odds?
pastor's daughter.
Yeah.
So
What are the odds?
And they were like on vacation. I think they were from like Connecticut, no, somewhere else, and they were in Maine for like vacation.
like, how serious are you about your badminton? Are they swinging that hard, or was it just such a shitty put together racket
Could
that
have
it
just been a shit racket.
Was this like water volleyball and Meet the Parents?
didn't see that?
No.
Oh, with yeah. Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the
I
way,
don't
Keller
know.
said he can't stick around tonight, so we're going to have to try and run the show without him.
Oh man, he's got some.
Stallworth has also made an appearance in the comments
He's got-
saying that his neck rolls stayed at home tonight.
Did he catch the joke earlier?
Yeah. Well, it's in the comments, so he responded to that.
Did he catch the comment about he's at home because he's making a new song for the Drinking with Drew show?
Stallworth said to put the mic closer to your mouth.
Me,
Who?
Joe,
Me?
Yeah.
Joseph,
Yeah.
scoot your chair up. Like,
Why?
can you like do little butt scoots and just scoot your chair?
No.
No,
Move,
like
sit.
literal. Well, you can
I mean,
butt
I can
scoot.
sit up straight.
I mean, that works perfectly.
Yeah, it looks
but,
uncomfortable.
but if you butt scoot that chair, I don't know if it's too heavy, but
Oh, you mean like this?
yeah, like do a little butt scooting. There you
Yeah,
go.
we're watching this, Joe.
Little butt scoot boogie.
Yeah, there you go.
scoot.
You're not, Jason
that
and
better?
Jason and Jay have some more mass, so
Well.
they're a little closer to the mic already. So
They're more girthy.
yeah. So let's try this beer, Joe, so I can at least say because I've got this one's done. This is I haven't had a Mick Ultra since April, so
You had one at your birthday dinner, don't lie.
oh, that's right, I did. I thought I had a Stella. You're right.
You had a Stella the next night, and then you had a Guinness the same night, and then you had a this and a that, and then I had to cut you off.
You did not cut me off at Bootleggers. You didn't cut me off at Bootleggers.
Keller says before he goes to show the helmet, if it's easy to get to.
Yeah. Can you grab the helmet, the green and yellow one,
Remember,
Joe?
you're attached, Joe.
I know.
Okay.
All right, so this is what we're trying tonight. It is the Nut Brown Ale, Samuel Smith's.
Gross. Nut brown. Ugh.
Nut Brown. Oh my God! What did you do?
Oh, party foul.
I didn't realize that there was a bat behind it.
Oh, you're good.
All
Those
right,
things are indestructible.
I can make you another one.
They're
I think it did
indestructible.
break, but who knows?
you broke a wooden bat.
And possibly. I didn't realize they were on top
All
of
right,
the helmet.
so this is the Rowdies edition with the Drinking with Drew logo on the side.
Yeah.
The Rowdies are a local soccer team here in the Tampa Bay area. Keller made this by hand
Did not break.
and painted it himself.
I told you it's indestructible.
For those of you who are
Just the tip.
Star Wars fans, Boba Fett fans, this is really nice. It's got inside, it's all padded,
Totally padded.
so it's
It's comfortable.
damn comfortable. So he gave me the whole gear too. I got the shoulders, I got the fucking wrist guards, I've got the little
The breastplate.
breastplate,
The back.
plate, I've
Yeah.
got little missiles for the arms. So he did a good job on that.
You can just put it on your chair so that. Okay.
And I saw Keller made some awesome business card holders too. So I would like to try to figure out a way to make that happen, but I'm brainstorming. And when I saw him, I was like, cause his was like I don't know if it was a mechanic or something, but it was a car, and it was the front of the car, like with the bumper and everything. And the business cards went right up front, and it was pretty badass. So I'm brainstorming on how I can make something happen for me and one of my 10 businesses.
Make it in the shape of a motorcycle? I mean, I'm sure those are
Probably,
out
but
there,
I don't own a motorcycle business.
No, but you live
You know.
ride one.
Yeah, but no. All right, so
he said somebody there wanted to see the helmet.
okay,
Wow.
Yeah.
he's got company
Uh-oh.
for the
gotta be on our
for
best
the
behavior.
company. Oh my God, what happened, Joe? Jesus Christ!
I don't know.
No! It nut browned all over the
It
place.
damn sure did. Towels, right there. Holy crap!
God.
It definitely did nut brown on me.
Shake 'em, so.
Is that part of the fucking beer? Like
That's why it's called nut brown.
our marketing?
I didn't shake it. All I did was put it in the fridge.
I know what it's going to taste like because I can smell it all over me now. Jesus
You
Christ.
got him on the video for that, right?
I think so.
You gotta have one.
I hope so.
Maybe one of the cameras just points down at his
I
desk.
hope that got it.
Well,
You got some in front of you too.
Definitely. Give me a little bit more, Joe. Yeah, I mean,
For myself.
yeah, because if it's the same shit, it's going to happen to you too.
Well, automatic 3-point deduction.
Oh my God. I need
There's some on the floor in front of you. Here. Technical difficulties.
stand by.
Joe, why don't you go ahead and see?
I
your-
did
one
not
is-
shake it, by the way. Just so you know, I didn't shake the can up.
Just give me one because I got to put this.
Just take one.
Well, I need to put the beer on it.
You better suck the head off of that.
Wait,
Well,
what?
I'm going to let it settle.
Save that audio clip.
Man, that thing just shit all over me. So definitely have to mop in here tonight, or bring Simon in.
No way.
Let him lick the floor.
Is he inside? Where's
He
he?
is.
Right here.
He's playing like a good boy.
He didn't even get up. All right, let's see if I
Man.
can do this without it.
Oh, you
You
hear,
hear it? Holy
Suck it.
crap! It's gonna do it, Joe. Sip it.
Suck it,
Not-
suck it, suck it, suck it.
You better suck it. Look, now Simon's interested.
It's still working its way out.
Oh my god.
Man, mine just. That's
Well,
weird.
you opened all the way.
Well, yeah.
I barely cracked it.
I mean, we didn't do anything crazy with the beers beforehand. Wow.
And it's been in the fridge for like a couple of days, so it's
Yeah.
not like, well, actually a week.
Week. 2
So
weeks.
it's not like it
A
was
week. It was last
jostled
week
around
when
or
we got it,
anything.
yeah.
It's still
Man.
going. Like it's still working its way out.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try mine. So
Is it even open? I don't even think. Oh yeah,
it's
on
it's
the other
open.
side.
Yeah.
You gotta cut.
Oh.
Bring it back. Yep, there you go.
All right. We'll see how this works.
Maybe it's like a British thing that it's very foamy.
I'm gonna bubble myself here. I didn't even get much because it's all
It's
all
all
head.
head.
It's all foam.
Yeah, this has got to settle down.
I wonder if it's supposed to be like a Guinness where you have to like slow pour it, or else you get.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It sounds like static in the radio, but it's your beer.
I'm squeezing the can a tiny little bit. You can hear the bubbles come out.
Oh my gosh, I had it blocked on me. Sorry about that.
So selfish of you.
Because I'm always on the camera.
All right. Well, that was a kind of.
A little nutty.
It is a little nutty. It is.
Kind of.
I'm not. I don't know if I'm a fan or not yet. I haven't had a good enough swig because every time I try to swig it,
Nope.
this is soaked now. This whole
Sleep.
fucking yeah.
Did it go on your computer?
Thank God, no.
No, it just literally.
On your crotch?
It missed my crotch. It just went down to the floor, thankfully, and got a little bit of the seat. Have to get that.
What are you doing down there?
Here's more.
Jesus. I need wet ones. That's the problem. Whatever. All right, so Yee-hoo.
Back on track.
Back on track, I think.
Where's your?
I'm gonna throw this one down. Hang on. Yeah.
Were we talking about firearms and marijuana?
Yeah, we were kind of,
How in
but I think.
how in Colorado all the people had to like give up their firearms if they got a medical marijuana card.
Well, that's what Florida's kind of dealing with. That's the exact same thing. I mean, people who have their medical marijuana cards right now are having issues with buying firearms in Florida.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I mean, and the thing is, I think they should legalize marijuana.
Which it was
Which-
recently downgraded, wasn't it?
No, not yet.
Not
they,
yet.
They
but They
haven't.
made a proposal to
It's
downgrade
being
it.
proposed to downgrade it to a Schedule 3.
Yep.
It's a Schedule 1 right now, which is worse than cocaine and opioids. So that's nuts. So,
Brown nuts.
and the way that works is it has to have some type of medicinal value to be a Schedule 2 or 3 or 4. So, and the addiction ratio has to be low. So, for example, they're saying cocaine does technically have a medicinal value. They use
Coca leaves.
cocoa leaves and whatnot, like to stop bleeding. When you go into having nasal surgery, they'll use it to stop bleeding.
Opens up your nasal passages too.
Well, it stops bleeding and whatnot, but it's addictive. So that addictiveness, it puts it at a level 2.
Yeah.
So
when you smoke it.
right. So ketamine, it's used for medical purposes. It has a lower addiction rate. That's why it's a Schedule 3.
It's an animal tranquilizer.
Yeah. So that's the
I
way
could
the
do this all
scheduling
day.
works. But to say that marijuana is a Schedule 1 is outrageous. And that's what it's been forever. And the DEA has refused to lower that rating. And the life of me, I don't understand why. It's the pharmaceutical companies is what the reason is. So the pharmaceutical companies are making billions, if not trillions, off of that money that they're getting because they don't want to admit that marijuana has medicinal value. So anywho, so now if they legalize marijuana in Florida, Joe, they're going to have issues with the federal side of things because it's still going to be illegal federally.
Yep.
And when you do apply for that gun, with that application, you're going to have to list technically, are you illegal or not? I guarantee you on gun applications in Florida, how many people do you think smoke marijuana that have bought and purchased guns?
Probably as many people smoke marijuana because in Florida, everybody buys a gun.
Right. So does that mean they're addicted?
Nope.
Okay. So if you have a medical marijuana card and you're using marijuana medicinally, does that mean you're addicted?
Nope.
Okay. So,
But you are committing a federal crime or something that is illegal federally. I disagree with the whole states have the right to make it legal where the federal government makes it illegal. I don't think that's allowed.
it's
I
like
mean,
going
I
in.
understand the whole separation of states versus federal.
No, it's stupid.
I don't agree with it.
No, it's
I
like,
understand it. I don't agree with it.
it's like you're going to go to Disney World.
Yep.
And when you go to Disney World, you're going to buy a strawberry popsicle.
Yep.
But as soon as you leave that popsicle stand,
Is illegal.
it's illegal to have a strawberry popsicle while you're roaming around Disney. So it doesn't make sense.
It's like you can drink in the bar, but you can't take the drink and walk down the street with it.
Well, but a little bit different because the bar is a private establishment versus you're on the roadway, you're walking around. I mean, I understand the logic behind that, but still that's even kind of stupid.
Because in Europe, you can just buy a beer at the
Well, yeah, I mean,
at the stand while you're outside and take it to go.
right. So, yeah, there's a lot of nonsense that is involved in all
For
this.
the record, since I didn't open this all the way,
Oh, you're gonna
I only
drink it?
Cracked it.
All right.
No, it's still foaming.
Okay.
Good Lord.
It's still foaming.
Okay. Give it a shot. Can you drink it?
Oh, I've been tapping.
Oh,
off the
you did?
top,
Okay.
Just because if I didn't, it would fill up.
All right.
But it's still foaming.
Did you give your opinion on it?
No,
Okay. What's your opinion?
You think you can crack it open all the way though, and it won't fizz everywhere?
I don't know. That might let too much air in, but we will. Nope, it's good.
There you go. Give me a good swig so I can get it on camera and get you some bubbles.
You ready for the bubbles?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. What do you think?
A bit nutty.
I knew you were going to say that, but yeah.
No, actually, I mean, you can taste the nutty brownness.
What does brownness taste like?
I don't know. It just like you get that essence of, oh, it does kind of taste brown. Like, but I think it's better than some of the IPAs that we have, only because I'm not really an IPA fan.
Right.
But this is definitely similar to some of those heavier, porters that you've had.
Mhm.
I think you'd really like it. I don't know if you've gotten to it yet.
Yeah, no, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that it's very it's very flavorful.
It wouldn't be my number one category, but as far as within this category, I think it tastes pretty good.
I couldn't drink it fast.
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
It's a little heavy, yeah. I can see
Yeah.
that.
It's one of those things that it's definitely a sipper.
Let's see if we got any additional information from this.
We love additional
It is-
information, Joe.
Brewed at the Old Brewery Tadcaster. The Old Brewery, 1758.
Lisa's
Product-
saying they can't hear Joe. Talk
Product-
louder.
Yorkshire oldest brewery. Product of the UK.
Okay.
Traditional British brewery with well water.
No, that's why it's brown.
Yep.
Gross.
Well, I'm not a well water fan, but depends on where you're getting your well water because in different states, well water is actually it's good. It's almost like the springs water here.
I'm thinking of like the Florida well water where it turns your house brown.
Only 5% alcohol. 5%.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, I have to look up at the microphone. If I look
Well, you
down,
have to
then,
speak loud. You're not speaking very loud either. All right.
Oh, yeah, let's pick on Joe today.
You're being very, very docile. Very.
You were
quiet.
yelling in the green room.
Yeah, pick on the only person that comes to your show.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm always here.
Do we need
This
to-
is not
but
my
you
show.
didn't come. You were here already.
She has to, Joe. She's under she's under
I was
contract.
waiting for you to say maybe I did.
No, she definitely wouldn't say that. She doesn't want to lie. So Elon Musk, Starlink, he sends it to Africa and some of these tribes. What's the first thing that happens?
Well, he sends it to outer space, by the way.
Well, but he sends it to them. But what I
So,
mean,
it is sort of like the easiest thing for people to get internet access in remote locations that don't have infrastructure. So he was able to put them out there and like help like people at war, and they were able to get like battlefield internet access to like communications and shit like that.
right?
So and it's quick, and once it's out there, like he can easily deploy it, like for remote locations all over the place.
Okay,
So he's given it to like these tribes in the jungles and stuff like that. And we're talking about like the Amazon jungle, and these people like have had no communications or no interactions with the modern world in years.
but they have phones?
And now they have internet access.
right. So what are they doing?
First thing that they do is get addicted to porn.
It's the first thing they do.
That's mind blowing to me
So-
because it's like what started them down this path of even getting there. Like, sure, anybody can find porn on the internet, but do they even know what the word porn is, or did they just search like boobies or naked lady? Like, I need to know how this started and like what path this all, because this is just crazy to me.
Well,
That they
first
haven't
they have-
had it for very long and now they're addicted.
First of all, you have to read the articles that I send you.
Yeah, I don't, Joe.
So
I just
that's
read
the
I
problem.
just read the headlines.
See, that's the problem. So obviously they gave it for like educational purposes. They can get emergency services, if they need, educational resources, help them with their farming and shit like that.
Did they fly a plane over and drop like 100 iPhones down on the tribe?
I don't know.
And now they have internet, because internet access without computers and their cell phone don't do shit for you.
I'm sure it's not the first thing that they searched for.
Hold on,
But-
are they villages or tribes with electricity? Obviously, because
Well, I guess they do now.
yeah, they have to. So I guess maybe they do know what porn is.
So, and apparently, like, because it was like a closed off tribe, they were very traditional. They're very respectful to each other. Everyone, takes a village to raise a child. Everyone, takes care of each other. Now they got these, teenage boys getting addicted to porn and learning stuff on the internet that they're worried about is corrupting their attitudes. And so now they're like treating the girls in the tribe like, bitch, come on.
Oh, Jesus. Can you hear Joe now? He's smacking that ass.
So they're afraid that the culture is going to change because of the attitudes that they're learning.
They're gonna have
From
to.
these
They're gonna have
videos.
to create some kind of, same thing as a Rumspringa, and just be like, go on, boy, go out there and see the real world,
And then
decide
turn it
if they
back
want
off.
to commit to the life in a tribe or smacking that ass.
So they're worried that it's going to have a cultural shift
I can see that.
in their attitudes towards sexuality and the way they treat each other and like, well,
Well, I wonder if they got addicted to gay porn and now all of a sudden the boys are just diddling each other.
I mean,
I don't think it works that way. I think if
never know.
you're gay, you're gonna diddle no matter what.
they might not know what gay is,
Right.
but then again, they might just do whatever you do. It's a tribal thing,
Okay.
Bumblebee tuna.
Bumblebee tuna. All right.
Excuse me. Your balls are showing.
showing.
Bumblebee tuna.
That movie is on all the time.
Oh, I love it.
It was just on again this weekend.
I don't
Cannibal,
like watching it because the open scene.
Cannibal Corpse.
You're the wrong one.
Oh, it's not.
You're thinking of the first one. The one he's talking about is the second one.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Sorry.
All right. So, the 10 reasons you are having bad sex. Are we ready?
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically. I mean,
Present company excluded.
you don't have any company, Joe.
I'm just saying, like,
Your left hand.
hypothetically.
All right. So it's a top 10 list, so I'm going to
Okay.
let you guys guess the
Well,
top
then take
10.
this away. Did
That's
you
not
already
even
move
it. I have it here.
I just saw the paper, so I
that's
didn't want to look at it.
that's
You're
last week.
cheating.
Yeah, you're always cheating, but all right.
Bad sex. Your significant other's cheating on you and giving it to someone else.
Well, I found a good way to get my wife to scream during sex.
No, you slammed her foot in the
No.
door.
I
Pinched a nip.
call her in the middle of it. I don't know. I just heard that joke online the other day.
Oh,
right.
goodness.
Okay. Laura says cheating.
Because
There you
he's
go.
giving it, or they're giving it to someone else. So they're giving you the
You know,
leftovers.
that's
Yes,
not.
but strange is always more exciting than the real thing. So that's not bad sex for you.
Believe it or not,
Bad sex for the other person because you're not getting the effort.
that's
But
not in the top 15, Laura. I have 15 here. That is not in the top 15.
Okay.
Do you have another guess?
are we having like joke guesses or
Sure.
legitimate
What
guesses?
I mean, there's 15 here. We
Because
got
legitimate guesses is like hormone issues,
Okay, let's talk about that.
kids in the house,
Kids.
You know what? I thought kids would be on here, and it's not.
work stress.
Dogs in the bed.
Yeah. How many people
Nope.
do you know let dogs sleep in the bed with them and fuck up their sex life?
It happens.
Yeah.
So 3 is chronic illness.
Apparently it does.
Yeah, kids.
Chronic
Dogs.
illness, I think that would go with hormones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, health issues, okay.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I mean-
with that is which I don't know why they separated them, but there's 2 close ones that have to do with chronic illness on here.
Okay. So
Pregnancy.
No.
That's an illness, if you ask me.
Medication.
Medication.
Side
there
effects,
you go.
yeah.
Number 4.
okay.
Anything else?
I've heard that once you hit 50, it don't work no more.
Menopause. That's a guy version of
Well,
menopause.
that's-
Do we know anyone that's happened to?
No.
Oh, he's making a joke.
No.
Yeah, you're officially 50 now. Last
am.
week you weren't, and now you are.
Yeah, you
I
got to
am.
announce that on the show.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Okay.
you-
I'm
but-
50.
And it,
I'm
and it-
50.
and I guess this doesn't count because it didn't work before you were 50.
Well, 40 is over the hill, right? So what's 50?
I don't know. It's
One
on
foot in the grave.
You're on the downslope.
Okay.
So here's the question that I need Claire. Is this like all of your sex is bad, or you just like one bad sesh?
I think it's the regular, like you're having your sex is bad over a period of time, like in a relationship, in your marriage. That's what I'm getting out of it. It could, I guess, be one time, but I'm getting the idea. And also, these answers are kind of, I could see a therapist giving this list where
So where did it come from?
How old is the list too?
It's like Men's Journal or something.
I don't know, Joe. I'm
it
supposed to
makes-
cite sources.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it makes a difference if you got it from Men's Journal versus you got it from Cosmo.
Okay.
If it comes from Cosmo, the reason is because, you didn't stick a pinky inside.
Lisa's saying BO. Stinky significant other.
There's 2 that I looked for, Joe. One was from steadyfreddy.com.
Yeah, that's definitely not a reputable source.
And the other one was spirituality and health. So spiritualityandhealth.com.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
so it's because you have premarital sex then is what they're saying.
You
They're all-
don't have a strong emotional bond.
That
Because you have a strong emotional
that is number 13.
See?
is
Because I had to know where it came
no
from.
emotional connection.
Emotional bond.
So that's not the top 10 though, but I
Okay.
did. That's why I went to 15 on this because
There's fun stuff in there.
yeah. So
How about addiction issues?
Is that like
Always
Well-
on drugs.
I mean,
Drinking.
It says alcohol.
There you go. Alcohol addiction. There you
it's
go.
whiskey dick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drunk
but-
dick.
But women like drunk dick sometimes because it lets them fuck for an hour.
Yeah, but then you don't, and then they're just
Guys
like,
don't care.
Yeah, but if you have one more, then it doesn't go up at all.
No, but I'm saying women would rather you fuck for an hour. Well, just hypothetically, I'm just saying longer. And not orgasm. If the lady's getting off 4 or 5 times and the
Yeah,
guy doesn't, like women typically don't care.
Doesn't she normally say, hurry up and finish, the commercial's almost over?
Yes. But I'm just saying women are usually the one getting the short end of the dick. I mean, the stick.
She wants to go back to
You were
watching
waiting
Sex
for
in the
that
City.
one.
No, I just came up with it.
At least it's bad breath.
Yes.
Halitosis.
Well, it says bad hygiene.
She said BO before, so that
she
counts
did.
too.
Yep.
Okay, so that's
Give her
number
credit for that one.
That's number 9.
Okay.
Lisa gets the point.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 of them.
And that's just in the top 10, right?
Now, is this all
No,
guys
this
or
is
girls
15.
or what?
No, it's just relationship, Joe.
Okay, I just want to know the perspective.
I think somebody did say low libido.
Yeah.
That's number
I
2.
said hormones.
Well,
but
that's number 2 is low libido. So we'll check that one off.
what about like you just get into a routine?
Routine. That is,
Probably high up.
where'd you go?
What about work stress?
Well, here's the 6
'Cause
is
usually when you have work stress, you come home and beat your wife.
6
instead.
6 is stress.
What about
Hold
they did
on, I
something to piss you off?
So, hang on.
Yeah, but wouldn't you get angry sex?
We have you get into a
Routine.
routine, whatever.
Right.
This ritual makes it sound a little more
Kink.
like, yeah,
It's on here. I don't know why I'm not seeing it.
because you're 50 and you don't have your glasses on.
I feel like we've already said it then. Hang on. Maybe I checked it off and this is big writing. I mean, don't look at it, Laura. I know you're cheating.
She's trying to help you there.
I am trying to help him.
No, you don't need to help me on this. Sex on a schedule. So we'll just say that.
Okay,
That's,
that's
that's a
routine.
routine.
Yeah.
So he says stress,
Stress is number 6.
and I said you pissed him off.
You pissed him off, or he pissed you off.
Somebody's pissed off.
Anger
Mad.
is number 5.
Okay.
Okay.
What's left?
You don't have the money. Can't pay for it.
So I'm gonna give. You want me to give you number 1?
I
How
don't
about you
know.
give hints?
Is it emotional or physical?
Physical. What I would say is physical.
Physical deficiency. It's not big enough to satisfy her.
Nope, that's not on here. There is one that's kind of
The lack of foreplay.
15 is no foreplay. Yep.
You got to pump the primer before you stick it in.
You're no longer attracted to your significant other.
It's not on here, but me, like, again, this sounds like it came from a psychiatrist, a counselor, a
hypothetically.
therapist. So I'm going to add to the list after we're done here, and we can add to the list because I think there's a lot more that are involved in here. Like you said, kids aren't on here. I think kids
And small
should
wiener's
definitely
not
be.
on it.
Small wiener's not on here.
I mean, I know people that are 50 that,
Or a cavernous vagina. Nobody's getting pleasure out of that thing.
throwing
That's
a hot dog down
Hot
the
dog
hallway.
down the hallway.
Right. So how about number 11? Finishing too fast.
I was going to say that, but
But, I mean, that's bad for her, not for you.
that's still bad.
Well, but
either way.
it's top reasons for
know.
bad
I
sex.
gotcha, I
So
gotcha.
both couples could have bad sex.
Yep. Both
Lisa's
sides.
saying a bad kisser.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that's foreplay. So no foreplay. If you're a bad kisser, you're not having that. Nobody said number 1 yet.
Passion.
No,
Lacks the passion.
it's the emotional
know.
connection.
That's number 13.
How about effort? She just doesn't try hard enough.
Or he doesn't try hard enough.
Could be the same, yeah.
Physical touch. Kind of need that.
Just bad at it altogether.
Just all
You're
around.
just horrible at it.
Yeah.
Only one
not-
position.
It's not, well, there's number 1.
Really?
Boredom, not changing it up.
That's the routine.
Well, when you said routine,
No,
I
like-
thought you were talking about the
No,
schedule.
Yeah, I was
Like-
thinking, when you say
No, like
routine,
you have your routine. Like you got 2 moves and that's all you do.
No,
when I
that's-
hear routine, I think of,
Ske-
okay, we have Friday night at 9 o'clock.
right.
It's like well,
But that's
I'm not
typically
allowed.
with, like,
I'm
that
not allowed to
typically
try
company.
anything different because as soon as I try something different, she's like, "Why did you do that?
Don't go in that hole.
Just go back to what you normally do." Hypothetically, I'm saying.
Asking about a friend.
No, I'm thinking there's a Seinfeld episode with George when he's trying a new move, And she's like, don't do that. He's like, all right, I'll go back to my normal routine.
Yeah.
And then he has to get crib notes, and he's got it written on his hand.
But you know,
Yeah, when I hear routine, I think of like a schedule.
Right.
Like,
I meant like the act of like you got 3 moves. Like you do this, you do that, and you're done. Boom.
all right. So we're missing number 8, number 10, and number 14.
Lisa says, "What was the Seinfeld thing? Finish with a swirl
With the counterclockwise swirl.
with the caption." You know what you're talking about.
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
Okay,
So
hints.
number 8 is depression.
I was gonna say mental health, but I thought that kind of went into
Emotional.
Well, that's
Illness.
why I think this is more of a therapist list.
Yeah.
Like, sex is supposed to bring you out of depression. So to me, it's like,
Gives dopamine.
yeah, it's like people who are depressed, I think they do want to go out. Maybe they want more wild sex, or maybe they want something that's a little more exciting.
adventurous.
They should have Ozempic.
I don't know. Or hymns.
Hymns. 4hymns.com.
Yep.
They don't sponsor the show yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. But we reached out to them.
Yep.
They asked them to send us some free products.
Oh
right.
my God.
Becky.
Becky.
All right. So number 14,
Just give it.
comparing to X. So you're comparing your significant other to your ex.
So if that's different.
I don't understand how that is bad sex though, because
Well-
if your new partner is not as good as your ex,
It's different.
that
But if
doesn't
you're not talking to your
doesn't make it
partner,
be-
your
well-
new partner, to be like, this is,
Number-
you need to go this way, or,
number 10 is not communicating.
oh, there you go.
But here's the thing.
Definitely a therapist conversation.
Put your thing
Yeah,
down,
yeah, yeah.
flip it, and reverse it is what they need to be saying instead of just
Surfing
in their
everything,
head
yep.
thinking, oh,
It's surfing.
little Johnny
everything,
boy
yep.
was better. Like, you can't do
No,
that.
but here's the thing. Comparing to your ex, like that's not about positions. That can be physical, that can be mental, that can
We had a
be
better connection.
Yeah.
I think the
You put in
mental
more
is,
effort, you know.
yeah, I think the mental then affects the physical because you're comparing, oh, this isn't as good. And, you know, you're not focusing on the current situation.
Yeah.
okay. And the last one,
Drum roll.
nope, that's it. You guys got them all. All right. So number 1, boredom, not changing it up. 2, low libido. 3, chronic illness. 4, medication. 5, anger. 6, stress. 7, alcohol. 8, depression. 9, bad hygiene. 10, not communicating. 11, finishing too early. Number 12, sex on a schedule. 13, no emotional connection. And 14, comparing to X. 15, no foreplay.
So out of those, how many did you hit?
In my life?
No, like now.
Oh.
Just kidding.
He's
Yeah.
the list, Joe.
I mean, this is just my personal life. What are you talking about? I mean, this is,
Can't answer in present company.
yeah, we have a very open,
I'm like, oh, I think
Verbal.
I got 9 out of 15. All right, lucky me.
no,
But
it's,
sex on a schedule is still sex. It's better than nothing.
yeah, I mean, I've gone over this list with my left hand 10 times and still not helping. All right. So what are some that aren't on this list? You said wiener dogs,
Short wieners.
short wieners, sitting in the bed,
Effort.
effort. Okay. So,
Just daily effort.
Yeah.
okay.
Like you got to participate a little more, you know?
Well, that includes like not caring for yourself and just being a little frumpy.
No.
Yeah, that's effort. Yeah, look, when you go out with somebody, if you're dating them, foreplay starts when you leave the house. Like, what are you wearing? Like, what are you dressed in? I'm going to be mentally thinking about having sex with you all day if you're wearing something that turns me on. And that's part of foreplay.
But that's one side of the
yeah.
equation. So the other side of that is if I am putting in an effort and I'm not receiving either touches or comments or kisses or whatever, then it's not going to be working for me. It's not going to be building up so that when we do get back home or wherever we're going, it's like it needs to be on both ends. So if one's making an effort, the other side needs to as well.
She's telling you need to put in a little more effort.
That's exactly.
Joe, we're having a conversation to the millions
This is
of
completely
viewers.
Hypothetically.
Joe.
Hypothetically.
Asking for a friend.
So, what about respect? Like, just you're lacking respect. Like, you something happened. Like, I've seen couples break up because of political differences.
Because she voted for Trump.
Yeah, or vice versa, or she, doesn't like dogs and you do, and you found that out on the third date, and now you got a banger. It's like,
I mean, you don't
this is gonna be
have to,
horrible
but-
sex.
Wait, did you just say you found the third date and all? Oh, damn, I got a banger, and then you're gonna kick her to the curb?
Well, she's kicking herself to the curb, technically.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
you don't have to bang her. Like, I put 3 dates in. I'm fucking banging her.
Hey, 3 dates, that's a lot of my energy, a lot of my
At that
time.
point, you're required to, isn't it? It's like an obligation.
It's like, I've already spent $300, something's got to happen, right? But no, there's times where you're just like, okay, mentally not into it. How about
It's called a Tuesday night.
how about holidays and the weather and like things that maybe you like? I think afternoon sex is great. I think things like some women only want to have sex with the lights off, which to me, when I was dating, that drove the fucking shit out of me. Like, I
No.
hated that.
Darker or completely dark?
There are women that want to have sex with the lights off completely.
Because I had one that just completely liked it totally dark.
Yeah,
But it's just so you can't physically
that is a huge.
can't see what's going on.
That's what they want. That's why they want it, Joe. They don't want you to be able to see
It's
them.
like a ghost.
They do not want you to see them, and that's
It's like it's like to avoid
the-
insecurities.
Yes.
At this point, if you want to fuck me enough, you can see my body. You can leave the light on. I don't care.
well. I'm just saying.
Hypothetically.
Sometimes when you close your eyes, though, like when you lose a sense, other things like sense of touch and feel heighten. So, like if I close my eyes, not because I don't want to look at you, I'm focusing on other things.
Well,
be
that's
somebody
fine.
else.
I don't care if women think about George Clooney while they're fucking me. I really don't. If it makes you then go for it.
Do you think of George Clooney?
No, I'm just
I mean, if that helps you work,
no, but I think there's a mental aspect to sex, and I think that whatever gets you off, and I have no problem if a woman wants to think about something that gets her off. It does not have to be me. So, I think there is like some type of, mental block in our society where people think that that's disrespectful. I don't think it is.
So again,
And I don't think sex toys are disrespectful too. I had a friend that found out his girlfriend was using a dildo, and he found it and threw it out the window
Why?
in Brandon on State Road 60 somewhere like 20 years ago.
Oh, I saw that.
He probably did.
Joe picked it up.
No, I actually did I send you a picture of I found the packaging from a dildo and a strap on when I was at the airport.
Yes.
picking up
Yeah,
my
you did
friend.
show that. Yeah. But I don't think sex toys, it's not going to hurt my feelings. Thinking about somebody else ain't going to hurt my feelings. Like, whatever gets you off,
Yeah.
go for it. Now, if you say, I've got to bring,
I mean, if it's not,
Bocephus
as long as it's not too
in-
extreme,
if you say you got to bring Bocephus in and he's got to like whack off in your face to get off, I'm drawing a line.
Who?
I don't know.
Bocephus.
Who the fuck is that?
It's a character I just made up. I'm just saying, if you have to, if you say, and I dated somebody that was totally into wanting to bring somebody. I've had threesomes, foursomes, fivesomes, and sixsomes. So I'm not saying that is a bad thing if you're in that mindset. But if it's something to where you have to do on a regular basis to have sex, and you're like, hey, in order to have an orgasm, I got to have this thing like on a regular
How
basis.
about an audience?
I mean that.
Do
Hey.
you need somebody watching?
A need? No. But if it's a hot chick watching, I'm on down for it. Like, okay, that's cool. I'm not, you don't have to touch me, whatever. But yeah, voyeurism.
I've had a friend ask me if her and her man can do it in the same room with us.
Right.
Not swap,
Yeah.
just two couples doing it in the
Yeah.
same room.
I've done that. I mean, that's to
Hold
me.
on, what did you even bring it
I
to
did
your
not.
wife's attention, or
well,
were you
this
like,
was-
she's gonna say no?
This was pre-wife,
Oh, okay.
but I did not bring it to her because I knew she wouldn't go for it.
Did you say I'll do it by myself?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's happened too. Sometimes if you don't agree with your couple or with your significant other and you decide to do it on your own, that can cause problems.
Yeah.
Mental note. learned that from experience. So,
I didn't do it. I just watched it.
well, yeah, I won't say what happened on air, but it was a big issue. Let's put it that way. So make sure you're in agreement.
And make sure that they invite you into the room and you're not outside the window, just looking through the window.
Well, no,
Or
because
in the closet looking through the cracked door.
no. So here's I'll give you the rundown.
Hypothetically.
So me
Asking for a friend.
and I've been accused of talking shit about people on this podcast. Okay, so let me just disclaimer. I can I tell stories with
all
I'm
in
not
good
talking.
fun.
I'm not talking shit. I'm
No,
just
it's all in
But you're
good
not
fun.
giving names.
I'm telling a life story. I know, but people read between the lines. Oh, I know you're talking about me. Look, whatever a life experiences
be
is,
flattered that
that's
you-
all
we
I'm
bring you
talking
onto the
about.
show.
Okay. So I was in a situation where we knew a couple very well, and we talked about having fun, yada yada. We had parties where people would get topless and whatever, and we were very comfortable with this couple. And the person I was with at the time, she was like, "Oh yeah, I would do her. I would do, so I would do him." So comments were made.
And you don't know if it's joking or if it's legit.
No, I don't care. Whatever. I assumed it was real. If she said she's gonna bang, she would. I would bang her. I would bang him. I would assume she would. So whatever. So time went on,
Time to put up or shut up.
and nothing ever happened. And whatever. I was with the couple by myself, and something happened. So I don't know, man. It's like I got in trouble for that. But she said she would have done it if she was by herself too. So
She was jealous that she didn't get to see it.
maybe, I don't know. But if you are going to, if you're willing to do something, whether they're there or not, you're telling them you're going to do it and you would do it. What's the big deal? That was my philosophy, but it caused a lot of issues. So mental note, psychiatrist, therapist, that's the problem. Communication.
All that for communication.
All that for communication.
And to think, you could have gotten a degree in communication in college.
Joe, I was a hostage negotiator. I'm a very good communicator,
Really?
even though I make words up. Confuction.
Okay.
Bocephus.
That's a name. You've never heard the name Bocephus?
No!
Oh my God. Lisa, tell Laura about the name Bocephus. There's been songs written about Bocephus.
You literally just said you made it up.
I didn't make the
made it up
name
with the
up.
character.
I just character popped in my head,
You
but
just picked out a
I could have
random
been
name.
it could have been
Ow.
Bob. I don't know.
You sure you're not thinking of Bojangles?
No, Bocephus. It's in music. There's Bocephus and
Mr.
there's
Bojangles?
there's Bojangles. Yes. Whatever.
I'll have to look it up.
Mr. Bojangles.
Mr. Bocephus.
That's a Billy Joel song.
So anyhow, I don't know, Joe. I think that if your love life is boring, the things you can do to spice it up.
I think we've been talking about this topic a little too long.
Too long? You get too personal?
No,
you
just
get
wondering
uncomfortable?
when
You
you're
get,
going to get some more interesting topics coming on next.
what? This is the name of the show. We're talking about it. It's
I feel like next week it should be, today was boring. Next week should be exciting. Like, what can you do to spice it? So,
Yeah, we need some topless people.
well, I
in the
mean,
sto-
so you want
in
to
the
separate
studio.
the topics. Okay.
We need some topless people in the studio.
go ahead, Joe. Camera's on you, kid.
Yeah. When we come home, Joe's flashing us from the garage.
Yeah, because that's gonna bring in the views.
Hey, you get 14,000 views for riding your goddamn lawn.
Can we talk about the shorts?
That is true.
Can we talk about the YouTube shorts?
Joe got-
14,843 or whatever.
Yep.
In
Joe
3
got
days.
all the lawn mowing
This is
shorts.
the hat too.
That's
crazy.
true. You did have a hat on. So we'll see what we can do this weekend. Joe will be maybe mowing. No, you're not going to mow this yard or to mow the lawn. You only do it like once every other week or so.
A couple of weeks, depending on the rain.
Okay.
We
And-
finally got some rain though.
For those,
a lot today.
should we release the secret about the video?
That I wasn't really.
You
drunk.
weren't drinking, and I made that up.
Yeah.
So for those who know,
I tried
now know.
to blur to say that on the comment, but it got deleted.
I didn't delete it.
A comment got deleted
I didn't delete it.
because I put a comment up that says I wasn't really drinking, but I did want to try to run him over.
That's why.
No,
it was
that's
deleted.
why. Yeah.
Oh, that's why
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
deleted.
Ah.
You threatened violence.
Oh, did
Yeah.
I? So YouTube deleted the comment.
Yes.
So YouTube has
I thought-
regulations like Facebook where you can't make
Yeah.
those types of comments.
I
okay.
thought you deleted it because you didn't want people to know that I wasn't really drinking.
No, I did not delete.
Oh,
I,
see?
no.
I didn't even know. I would have. You'd think if they removed my comment that they would have sent me a notification and something like that and say, just so you know you're violating terms or something.
No, YouTube will just suspend your channel without even telling you.
Oh, okay.
They'll literally just you're there one day and you're there and you're not the next.
So I can't upload right now. And
I don't.
know?
I'm sure you can. I'm just saying when they decide to suspend you and end your channel, you're done.
Oh, yeah.
So,
No, do
be
not
careful.
jump up. Do not jump up.
All right. So we had a story
Sit down. Sit down.
maybe 2 months ago, Joe, about Senior Assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear what happened?
Remember that Joe Senior Assassin? It's the new like senior prank where
Yeah.
you have to go around with little
the water
airsoft
guns?
guns.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not water guns. It's just little like gel pellets.
I thought they were water guns.
You can
Well, I
make
guess it
it's
depends on what they
whatever.
have. Yeah.
But
Yes, because we were talking when we used to do it in college. We used to call it sock wars, and you'd find someone on campus and you'd throw a pair of socks at them. And,
Okay.
but like over the week, you start with 20.
Were there batteries in them?
No, just a pair of socks. But like you start 20
That's a
people.
prison weapon for
and then
people who are wondering.
whoever gets assassinated, you're out, and whoever's left wins. But it would take a couple of days, and you'd basically throwing socks at people
Right.
around the dorm room, which is kind of fun. It's we call.
did
it
you hear the latest
sock
story?
wars. No.
All right. Let's go with Laura. Tell them the latest story.
Okay, so the latest story is, I don't remember what state it was in, but there were 3 kids. There was a 17-year-old and then his 2 friends, and
Oh boy.
Excuse me.
I need a cough button, Lisa. Do y'all make
that came
those?
out of nowhere.
Yep.
But they
Put the
were
bubbles on.
they were targeting a girl and her boyfriend, and they were able to get them. And I guess they jump out at you and they scream, "I'm your senior assassin," and then they hit you with whatever gun, water gun. In this instance, it was one of those little gel pellet guns.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
That was not me.
He had that waiting.
He did.
He just couldn't
So-
find his button.
The girl got mad and she calls her dad. And her dad comes down to the Walmart, and the kid who was the assassin and his 2 friends were like in his car. And I don't remember exactly how it played out, but the dad ends up shooting a real gun into the kid's car, striking the kid. And now he's paralyzed from the waist down because he was struck by one of the bullets. And it wasn't like the kid was going around like it was over. Like she knew she got hit with the little gel bullet, not a real bullet, but she called her dad, and her dad went down there with a real gun and shot into that car and paralyzed this kid.
Now, question: was she in the game, or was the boyfriend in the game?
So I don't know if they have rules like, oh, I get to say I'm in or out. I don't know.
Because if she's not playing, if she is playing, then she agreed in advance to participate in this activity.
Yeah, they didn't mention that, and I don't know what the rules are.
I have
like, with the kids.
I have yet to hear the media make any mention on if people are participating or not. They're
willingly participating.
They're making
as
it sound
targets.
like if you go to the school, you're
like,
a target.
Like all seniors,
Right.
like everyone
Yeah.
in the school is involved. Like
Right.
you can't opt
Yeah.
out.
Right.
That's the way it's been.
That's kind of fucked up
Well,
because there's an element, like you say, there's an element of consent there. If she was playing, then she knows she's gonna get hit with something.
right. No, I
But
understand that.
if the
but
boyfriend
at the same
was playing
time,
and she got hit as a bystander, and if she's not in on it, then she's like, "Ow, that hurts. I'm gonna call my dad." Yeah, good for you.
right, but she called her dad and told him what happened. It wasn't like she's like, he's running around with a gun trying to shoot me. Like she said she got hit with the gel pellet gun, whatever. And the dad brought a real gun.
Yeah.
Like that is insane to me. Like I get if you don't consent or you're mad your daughter got hit with a little pellet gun, but you literally just altered this kid's life forever.
But
right.
he's still alive.
But he's paralyzed. Anything
but-
that he could have done with his life, like if he were an athlete, it didn't say that. It's gone out the window.
If my daughter was hit like as a bystander, was not. I mean, if she signed up on her own, yeah, you get it. But if she was hit and she did not want to get hit, he's lucky he's not in the ground.
Well, that's what the guy tried to do.
Pellet gun?
Don't matter.
That's what the guy tried to do. Is he tried to take the dude out? So I mean, that's
Well, then he didn't do such a good job.
you don't know what somebody's response level is going to be, and that's what I told Laura. I'm like, if you flick somebody off and they shoot you dead, it's your fault because you initiated, you started the conflict.
Yeah.
Somebody's reaction could be an overreaction, and it could be above the law and technically against the law. But if you start the conflict, it's your fault.
Like that one at the gas station where he was banging on the car window. So the guy comes out of the gas station and pushes him back. And then the guy gets up from the ground and shoots him.
Yeah. I mean,
This was in Tampa, like
People-
Oh,
2
the
years
stand
ago,
your ground,
3 years
yeah.
ago.
yeah. I mean, this is the,
He was protecting his wife in the car.
yeah. You got to understand that people's mental stability is not what you might think it is. You might be joking. You might be just, maybe you're upset and you're pissed off at somebody. Driving and people fucking, going after people in road rage situations.
Or you have a neighbor that yells at you because
Yeah. You're driving like a maniac and they're,
or you just
Jesus.
complain about them blowing their leaves on the sidewalk,
yeah,
and the guy wants to square off with you.
that's
And
it.
I'm like, hey, I'll get up there and I'll square off with you, but no guns, no cops. Whatever happens here stays here.
Right.
Like-
And it's one of those
But
things.
you can't put rules on it before you do it.
Right.
You don't know if the other person's got the same mindset.
That's it. And it's
Go
like,
to square off, and he's like, you know what? I know I'm going to lose if I fight in a fair fight, so I'm going to go and shoot.
yeah. So, if you're starting the conflict, whatever happens,
Fights
happens.
30 years ago used to be so much more fun.
Oh, I know. I mean, back in the day, and there's still,
Back in my day.
well, there's, if you're in the right crowd, there is still the mentality of fist to fist. And if you pull a knife on a fist fight, you're a pussy. If you pull a gun on a fist fight, you're definitely a pussy. But there's also the mentality.
But you may be the one that's still
But
alive.
the other guy's dead, so it don't really
Right.
matter what he thinks.
Well, but I'm just saying, you have, there are levels of respect in fighting that still exist.
Well,
Now, you also have
but you
people.
don't know if everyone plays by that rule.
Exactly, but you don't know as well if you're sitting in a restaurant and somebody comes up and messes with you,
Yeah.
and they've got a broken leg or a broken foot or some type of disability where they can't fist fight legally, or not legally, but
Physically.
physically,
to the top performance.
right? So maybe they're gonna pull a knife because they know they can't protect themselves.
So having a broken leg, does that give you an excuse for not being at your best performance in bed too?
Could be definitely,
Just
definitely
wondering.
could be, Joe. I
wondering.
like that. I like that. There's a lot of excuses I could use in my ailments right now.
Bubbles, 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 bubbles.
All right. I'm just going to hit the cough button again. I think I'm going to do the one more before Laura cuts me off.
What are we doing?
I'm going to do another one of these.
Oh, another brown nut.
Brown nut. Yep.
We gonna do the booter bangs tonight?
No,
Did
we're
you
not.
want to try the beer from last week? Because you didn't try that.
No, I'm going to stick with this one.
We're not doing the booter bangs tonight?
No, because when we do the Booter Bangs, he sent me, we have 4. He sent me a couple.
Oh.
So it would just be you and Lisa.
I mean, if they came from me, there's really not many people doing them here.
All right.
Open
Well, I sent him
open it,
one.
Open it slowly.
Right?
You mean
Here.
Over paper towels.
Should I shake it first?
No.
All right. Let's see how we're going to do this.
Just crack it. Don't open it all the way.
It's actually not fizzing. Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Oh, God.
He's not even on camera anymore.
No. It just looks like he's giving head to something.
Gotta go up and down a little bit. Just like, stay down there. Stay down there. That's the spot. That's the spot.
You see, all you see is the top of your head and my hand.
she's enjoying that way too much.
It's because the hat's in the way. Because if your hat wasn't in the way, she'd be like grasping your hair.
I
and,
would.
like,
Oh, man.
take the hat off and do it again.
No.
Just grab back here.
Man. Yeah, now I know how she wants it.
Just grab your hair and just
Laura likes it rough. She never told me.
shove his face in there.
Communication. What step was that?
13.
No.
He can't read his own handwriting.
No, I gotta find it. Oh,
Because he can't
10.
can't
Step
afford
10.
to print it out. He has to write them down,
that's very true.
and then you have to read your handwriting.
Man. If Laura, how can I say this?
Jesus Christ.
Don't bring religion into this conversation.
Well, There's.
I have to pee.
Oh, you're leaving us?
I gotta pee.
Oh, lightweight. You need to get on some Flomax. And be a real man. The Flomax has helped me with the wean quite a bit.
With the peeing.
Well,
you
with the
mean?
wean, it's the wean. It's helped me with the wean. So, I mean, it's the unit that it's helping me with. Yes, it helps you urinate, but it's helping me with the wean. Like, it's the unit. Like, if you get an oil change, it's helping you with your car. That's what I'm talking about. Does that make sense?
Yes. Sorry, Weatherbug was sending a notification.
Oh, we're going to get stormed on again, probably. So, Lisa's going to come down with our next hurricane. So she's going to do a hurricane trip, but she's going to sail on a sailboat down the East Coast
What?
to be in our next hurricane party. So that's the drunken plan that we made up.
That sounds a bit dangerous, Lisa. You may not
Yeah,
make
she's
it if
fine.
you go on a sailboat if there's a hurricane in the water.
She's fine. She can make it. She's a trooper. Iron Maiden style. Yes. All right. I'm going to try to.
So what were you going to say? Or should you say that off air?
Oh, with you being forceful with putting me down, I was like, if you were a male, you would be an aggressive male. Like if you had a strap on, like if you were a lesbian, okay, and you were to be banging a chick with a strap on,
Oh, God.
you would be like a very aggressive lesbian. Does that make sense?
No.
Yes, it does. You would,
Sure.
yeah, you would be a very aggressive lesbian. If you were put in control, you've never been in control. You don't like being in control with me, but if it was somebody else,
Like, I understand your concept, but I don't think I would be the one that would be, like, drilling someone.
but if you were, you would be, I think you would be aggressive. I think you would be like a manhandler.
Well, I just was.
I know. That's why I'm saying it came very natural for you, is what I'm saying. It came very natural. Like you felt like you haven't been that comfortable in like 10 years.
What did I miss?
You're like, this is
Oh, that.
so natural. Get down there, boy.
Just push
Get
his
on it.
face into
Oh,
it.
why do I sound like Jethro?
Just push his face in.
Yeah. You felt very comfortable doing that. Like it was second nature. Like I didn't even like, you didn't even think twice.
It's been a while. It's been a while since you.
I told her she's probably never been in control like that. She's not a control person, so I think she just experienced it for the first time in her life.
Well, maybe this weekend will be different.
I don't know. You know, it's weird. It's like back in my dating days, 3 days ago, women would see my tattoo and they would think that I was very violent and aggressive in bed. And I don't know how that equates to.
Because they think you're a rough boy.
Yeah, they look at a tattoo and they look at me like, oh, you must slap women around. You must choke me. And
I don't know if they've actually said that to you.
they have. No, I swear to God.
Slap them around and choke them.
I swear to God, Joe,
Okay.
I could make, if you want me to go back to, certain people I dated, I can
Did you tell them
interview them.
it was only henna? It wears off in 3 weeks.
It's just temporary.
It'll wear off
I just
next
put
week.
this on.
Laura has officially stopped working the cameras.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I mean, I heard Laura had a tattoo on her ass.
It's not on my ass.
Wasn't it?
No, it's a tramp stamp.
No, it wore
That
off.
is north of the crack.
It's a turtle.
You washed it off the next day.
Oh, I did. That's
Turtle,
right.
turtle.
It was Drew's face.
We had the drinking with Drew tattoos.
That is true.
That was your birthday.
Your birthday
surprise
last year.
Yeah. We still have tattoos left, too.
You're welcome.
We need to start spreading those around.
And then Arasa put the tattoo on the plastic. She had to walk around with it just tucked into her,
She didn't even put it on right.
just tucked into the strap of her shirt.
Right.
I don't understand how she didn't put it on right.
No. So she was asking for like help. I go, here's the washcloth, whatever, because she came to the hotel room because we were staying at the Hard Rock, and she was like doing her hair and makeup before we went to dinner, and so I'm like sneaking one into her, and I just gave it to her, gave her like, here's the washcloth, like whatever, hold it on for like 20 seconds. I just assumed that everybody knew.
Like you take the
Like
plastic
you take the
off,
plastic off, you
and
put
pop
this,
it on.
you put it wherever you're gonna put it, and then you hold the wet washcloth to it for however long.
A minute, 2 minutes, yeah.
And then she like comes out like 30 seconds later and she's like, I think I did it wrong. And I was like, well, fuck yeah, you did. And I only had that one. So figure it out.
Because the other one was already used
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so
That was actually a pretty good deal because they even sent me like eight extras. Or so. I think I paid for like 20 or 30 or something like that, and they sent me like extras. You still got a whole bunch of them, right?
yes. All right, let's do one
If any
Buddha
of our
bang.
viewers want a Drinking with Drew temporary tattoo, put on your butt cheek.
All right, Joe.
Mandatory placement.
Yeah, and then you can
Butt
send us a
cheek.
picture of it.
So tell me if you sent any of these to me. I don't think you did.
I don't know.
Crossing guard arrested.
No.
Okay, let's do that one. We're gonna
Okay.
do one Buddha bang.
Did Laura send you this one?
I don't think so.
All right,
Nope.
so we can both participate.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we have one Buddha bang that
Male
we're
or
gonna do.
female crossing guard?
I'm
we're
gonna
not
guess
supposed
it's a
to know.
female.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just wanted to have a Buddha bang so I could
I
play
feel like
this.
I heard about this on the radio though.
It's time for Buddha bang.
Is it really loud or is it just me?
I think it's loud. I don't know if it's my headset.
It's loud.
Boot. Bang. Boot. Booter bang. Boot. Bang. Boot. Booter bang.
I think I'm gonna boot because she's missing teeth.
All
Let
right.
me ask a question.
Yes.
Do you have to get express consent to use the song
No.
each time?
No.
Because I know the artist of that song, and I know he's aware of it now. But did he give it consent beforehand?
Nope. I told him. I said I'm using your song.
And he said, "Cool."
But if you decide to use it for another purposes, do you need consent?
No. I don't know. Joe, you're getting too legal. So you made a comment that it's too loud. If you guys would listen to the audio version, like on Spotify or iHeart, you cannot hear any of the fucking music when I try to play it at the levels that we hear it on the headphones.
Gotcha.
So I have to crank it up. The same way with the audio, I have to crank it up in order for people to hear it on the audio version. So
Gotcha.
Okay.
that is why it sounds extremely loud, because it has to be.
2 thumbs up.
Okay. So let's get to
Story
the
time.
Booter Bang.
That's what she said.
All right. So,
It's a bit nutty.
Lars, don't cheat.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm putting the mic right in the way so I can't see it.
Mm-hmm. What's going on?
Put yourself on camera when you do that.
What's going on? It's not giving me nothing.
I'm being sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these stupid ass. Oh my god.
Pick another one.
Well, no, I'm gonna just go to Google and I'm gonna get a different story. Same person, different story.
Because you can't read the article if you're not subscribed, or you've already viewed it, so that won't let you view it again.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah.
All right, Pennsylvania crossing guard, 26,
Okay.
arrested for smoking weed with middle school students,
Yes, I heard
giving
the
them
story.
giving them vape and edibles.
That's right.
middle-
I heard the story, but there
middle
was no.
school.
It was on the radio, so I didn't get a picture.
So
Okay.
so middle school. So we're talking between 10 and 14, right?
Something like
Sixth
that.
grade, eight, you know, six between.
Six-
That's what I'm
eight.
saying. 8th grade is like 13, 14,
Yep,
give or take.
yep, sure.
Okay, so up to 14-year-olds, giving them
As
vapes.
young as like 10 and 11-year-olds, though.
Yeah.
Okay, you good with that?
I mean,
Um,
she's a dumbass.
I'm not good with that, but I'm banging anyway.
You are okay.
She's 26 and she has nothing better to do with her life than be a school crossing guard.
And you say she's from Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
And you say
Yep.
what's her name?
Well, let's talk about it.
Okay, go ahead.
A school crossing guard has been accused of giving Pennsylvania middle school students drugs and even smoking weed with at least one of them. Police in Delaware County arrested 26-year-old Kyara Lee on Tuesday
Boo.
after she allegedly gave the children electronic cigarettes and marijuana edibles. Lee, a crossing guard for Penwood Middle School in Darby, Pennsylvania, was seen on multiple occasions by a student witness giving drugs and vapes to at least 2 students. The student witness reported Lee to school officials after one of the students shared that they were frequently smoking weed with the crossing guard.
Yo, you want to hit this?
So the student is going to get his ass beat by the other students
Right.
for snitching. She was known to have provided vapes to the juveniles several times, and the student was known to be in possession of marijuana. So that's it. We'll leave it at that. Joe, Pajama Joe, boot or bang?
Bang.
You're banging. Okay. Lusty Laura.
Boot.
Booting.
Bang.
We don't have a
Bang.
we don't have a response from Lisa yet.
Boot.
We have 4 viewers.
Bang.
Don't have a response yet.
Boot.
So
Bang. Booty
Okay.
bang.
Well, we can wait a second. So,
Color still
Garby
there?
says, I just say Garby because I see the GR on there. Lisa says, nah, boot.
Gator
she's
babe.
booting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's show it.
Oh, that is so good.
Is that a man or is that like
Oh
she's
my
got 5
God.
o'clock shadow?
I don't know, Joe. That's the booking photo.
That is
Wow.
so good. You guys are just. That's going to be some great sex, Joe. You
No.
enjoy that.
No, I feel like that's a guy.
Now, let me show you the actual story, too. Hang on.
That looks like a guy.
You on the camera, right?
Yep. Or sound.
Where's
Little button
sound?
here.
Hang on.
Good evening. I'm Sheba Russell.
And I'm Dawn Timoney. It is a shock to so many parents in the community who obviously expect these crossing guards to protect their children. Let's send it right out to Joanne Pileggi, who has the latest details and reaction. Joanne.
Good evening, everyone. Tough reality here and virtually anywhere. Preteens and teenagers can usually find a convenience store to buy THC, synthetic THC products and vapes. But police here in Darby say kids, middle school kids, had another source to buy drugs and vape devices.
To buy it, not
The
to
stores
use
do it. So I guess she felt like she could do it.
It's already hard enough, like I was saying, for as a parent, just keeping them away from the influences that we
There's one specific piece of video that I'm waiting for here.
already are fighting. So to hear that an actual employee of the borough would even sell to kids, it's insane.
Police say that Darby Borough employee is 26-year-old Kiara Lee, who worked as a crossing guard near Penwood Middle School.
We walk past and go to Fred's every day, so a lot of students seeing her like passing it around and stuff, and they would say, oh, let me hit the vape, let me hit the vape.
It's a shame that you have these people who are on these corners to do the job to protect these children, and now you're telling me they're receiving drugs and stuff from them. Is utterly disgusting and it's ridiculous.
Lee is charged with distributing vapes containing THC, as well as marijuana edibles to middle school students. Cops say she also got high with at least one student and texted about it. Delaware County DA Jack.
All right, there's a video of her doing the shame walk, and it's not. Where's it
like
at?
the perp walk.
Yeah. Do they not have it on this one?
Maybe
Is this
not.
the different article?
Maybe
Yeah,
it's a different
article.
news station.
Little whores.
So not only was she smoking with the kids, but selling to them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Lisa says Prince.
Yes, that kind of does look like Prince too.
If
All right.
Prince had a crack addiction.
so we didn't see it
People
because
with bad eyesight saw Prince in the video.
it wasn't. You're right. It wasn't in the video, but she's like
that was some 5 o'clock shadow.
she's like 4 feet tall. Yeah, to make things better, she's like 4 feet tall.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right.
so no spillage on that one.
No, well, I mean,
That was the one that
that's
I
the
like.
one where
It's
she
like
was
you had to suck it
forcibly,
You
yeah,
gotta lick
making
it
me go to Pound Town.
before we kick it. You gotta lick it.
All right, where'd my
before
pen
you
go?
Kick it. You gotta get it soft and wet.
Joe, are you
Kick it.
for or against male birth control?
The problem with this one is I read the article and it takes like 8 weeks to kick in.
For women, though, it takes a while for it to become like
Yeah.
99 or whatever the percent rate is. Like it takes a while too. And if you take an antibiotic, you have to then use a different form of protection for like a week afterwards for it to kind of
Yep.
re-up in your system too.
I guess if you're in a committed relationship, I guess I could be for it if that's what they want in their situation. But I don't think that the randoms and the 2 or 3 dates kind of thing would actually trust that you're on it, because you can say that you are, and they would not be able
Well,
to prove. or
men have
believe
that
it.
same problem though. Do
Yeah.
you trust a woman when she says it?
Yeah, but if you don't, she's the one that's stuck with the problem.
That's not
you.
necessarily true.
I mean,
It's called the court system and DNA
yes,
testing.
But what I'm saying is, if she doesn't believe you, she's the one that's going to get pregnant, not you.
Right. So she's just not going to bang you.
But if you don't believe her, she's the only one that's going to be stuck
See,
with it. You don't,
here's the
Unless
thing.
she's trying to lock you down.
Well, I saw a video online recently, and it was like the little clips from like child support court or whatever.
Yeah.
And this woman brought this guy to court saying he needs to pay child support for his child. He used to give me $1,000 a week when he was like my sugar daddy.
Yep.
When he would come into town, he would have a good time with me. And she ended up getting knocked up, and then he severed all communication, stopped paying her, and she's like, you need to pay for your kid. So the guy's excuse was, I never said I wanted to have a kid with her. And the judge is like, it doesn't matter what you agreed to. The child's here now, and you need to pay for it. And so he ended up having to pay like $2,000 in child support every month. And he pays for the kid's health insurance, and he's married, and his wife doesn't know about it.
Yeah, but he could also sue her for custody.
His wife doesn't know about it, and he doesn't want a kid. His kids are like 30 and 35. So he just had a little thing on the side when he was on work trips.
He had a little
and he got her knocked up.
So when a girl tells me they're on birth control,
do you believe her or do you care?
Not at all. Never believe them. I don't trust the system. And even if they are on it, I still don't trust birth control. Like, you can still have a baby when you're on birth control.
In theory, yeah.
So
like 1 out of like 1,000, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a chance.
I mean, it's a lesser chance when it's in her hair.
Exactly, or on her forehead. So I don't know. I just
or
don't.
In the back of her throat.
If that's the way you like it.
So I don't know. I mean, if a guy says he's on birth control, I would assume a lady should take precautions either way.
And so, this, if you want to give the story for our audience so they know what you're talking about.
Men on birth control.
Well,
that's the story.
This was a new thing that's coming out, and it's just getting FDA approval, and it's just ready to come to market, and it's the first one that is actually a guy birth control, like a chemical hormone birth control.
Right. So here's my thinking.
Yeah.
I think men are going to be like, I'm not putting that in my body. It's going to make me not get hard. And they're going to like say, I'm putting all these hormones and these chemicals in my body. I'm not doing that. And guess what women do every fucking day when they take a pill?
No, I don't think that's
hormones
it.
Hormones are changing every single day. And guys don't get that. They're going to be less of a man if they have to take these hormones.
I don't believe that.
I think that they'll think that. I think a lot of them will.
It was a medication that's intended to basically kill the sperm. So you're still going to produce sperm, or maybe it's not going to produce it anymore, but you're still going to have testosterone. You're still going to have all this other stuff, but it's intended to kill the sperm count.
I think men are going to take this by droves, and our population is going to go to nothing because men are no longer going to have kids.
You could just do what Japan did.
Well, yeah, but
give them video games. And the problem in Japan is that too many like 18-year-olds were playing video games and were more interested in video games than having sex. So they have actually they actually have a birth problem because the birth rate has gone down because now 30-year-olds are too preoccupied by video games rather than actual sex.
I think men will definitely take it, and you'll see our birth rate will go down.
Now, about 10 years ago, there was something that was coming out that went through testing, but I don't think it ever went like mass production. It was sort of not injectable, but like installed in your sack that you can kind of like push a button, and it would kind of like put a roadblock in, so you could still shoot, but you'd be shooting a blank.
Never heard of that one.
You had to jab yourself like.
Fuck that.
It was sort of like it was like installed to like put a blockage on stuff coming out of the testes.
Okay,
it's like getting goosed in the nuts before
that's
you get
that's
hard.
a big no. That's a big no.
But because of it, you were able to like turn it on, turn it off. It was like a light switch in your nuts.
Okay.
And it was, and they had gone through testing, but it never went like it didn't go like out there like mass produced or anything like that.
Okay. I don't. Yeah.
Lisa thinks that the Supreme Court is going to ban the male birth control.
Why would they ban it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's getting FDA approval now.
Supreme Court's going to ban it. Well, they say women can't have abortion, so why can't they say men can't have birth control?
Okay.
I don't know.
So, how do women not realize they're pregnant?
I mean, if they eat it, hold on.
Stand by.
So there are a few ways. One, you could just be a very big woman, and so you don't have a lot of weight gain, and there's
But you
a lot
still
of,
have the symptoms, right?
No,
You still have.
some women have monthly periods, and they are pregnant, and they end up being pregnant. That's how a lot of women do not know, and they end up having, to go to the hospital thinking, "Oh God, what are these pains?" And they're in labor. And then there's another way, like I guess it's like the shape of a woman's uterus, like depending on how it's like in there, a smaller woman could deal with the same thing and not know if the baby is small enough that it's just the way the uterus is shaped. Then the baby forms a certain way and you don't grow out. The baby kind of grows up into your like abdomen area. So
Up in the tubes instead of
Okay.
down in the
The
uterus.
story is mom didn't know she was pregnant and gave birth at Golden Corral.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Now we're not going to Buddha bang this one, are we?
no, it doesn't give the moms.
'Cause I
Oh,
sent
it
you the
does.
picture
It
right
does.
there.
Oh my God, we could have,
Well,
Joe.
that's why
I sent the
said-
article.
That's why I said
You did
small women.
as a booter bang.
Yeah. No, I sent the article in general.
Oh,
That's
but-
why I said a small woman, because she's a small woman.
Yeah, I
she's
was-
not like a very heavy set woman.
Show the
who-
video. How
I
does
was going to say, if you see the picture,
how does she not know she's pregnant?
The one,
Seriously,
yeah, the,
yeah,
the blue
the
shirt.
one on the right is
right?
just so
I
skinny.
just assumed that.
Well, no, because
She
there
didn't
was,
have weight gain.
there was
the
an-
baby was only 6 pounds. So
if you read other articles, there was another picture, and I guess there were 3 or 4 other women that were in the same picture, and you would have thought the one that was holding the bassinet, like, oh, maybe she's the mom, and she's slightly larger, and you're like, oh no, wait, it's the other one that's the mom. I'm like, oh, she's small.
I'm gonna pee. You guys discuss.
Lisa wants to know if she had to pay for the extra person at the Golden Corral since she
Well-
since she birthed. She snuck an extra person in
Well, here's the question: do you pay on the way in, or do you pay on the way out?
on the way in.
Because they went in with 8 people and they went out with 9 people. You're missing the camera. You have to look at
Completely.
that camera over
Now you just look constipated.
there. You look stupid.
You look stupid.
Your face is stupid.
Simon Gruber.
So yeah, she paid on the way in, then she only paid for 8.
It's
Pay
true.
on the way out, then she'd pay for 9. But yeah, she went to the bathroom and dropped one out, and
That's crazy.
I mean, it's happened before. I've even heard stories of people that knew someone that like, oh shit, I was pregnant.
Yeah, and you hear it's always like at a fast food joint.
and it's often larger women that like
Yeah.
not, and they don't all have have periods every month.
Right.
Some
Irregular,
women,
but some have
women
them every
different
month.
sizes, get it like once every 6 months.
Mhm.
You know, not that I'm an expert or anything, but I do read a lot.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because they even have like I think like Lifetime or something like that has a whole like series on I didn't know I was pregnant, and they talk to these women who are in the same situation, and they just like pop a baby out in a toilet, which is so gross. But I guess you don't know.
Yeah.
It happens anywhere.
Well, because you think like why do I have such bad gas, or something like something's going on. Like where else are you gonna go?
Right.
Like just in case something squirts out, you're like, well, that's where you are, and you're like, oh shit.
It's crazy though. Like if I never had a kid, so I don't know the feeling of something passing through the birth canal, but I feel like there would be a different feeling. I feel like
You'd think.
you would just know that's not coming out of my butt, and
Well,
that is not a like
but
that's not a period feeling.
At that point, it's already on the way out. So now you're starting to realize.
Yeah, I guess
It's not
so.
like you don't realize until after it's out. You realize while it's coming out.
Mm.
But the 9 months before that, or the 6 months before that, you didn't know.
Yeah. You want to do it again?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's not. He realized the joke didn't go over so well the first time. He's not going to try again.
Now you just deep throating his mic.
You guys are just gonna make fun of me no matter what.
I mean, when it's so easy.
Easy target.
Are
you hungry? Is that why you're standing up and not sitting down?
I am hungry, but we can
we
save
talk
all
about
this till next week. Or
Can we talk about that I went to the doctor yesterday?
For what? STD check?
Just my regular annual physical.
your anal?
So
Your anal physical?
I got a letter from my insurance company that my doctor was no longer covered. And so I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, oh yeah, he's not covered anymore, but if you use someone else at the practice, they're covered. But if you continue to use him, we're just going to bill
But it's
you.
the practice. You can use another doctor. The practice, just not that one.
So apparently it's by individual doctors.
That's very strange.
So they're like, well, if you continue to use him and they bill it from him, then we're just going to treat it as out of network and whatnot. But, it depends on how they send in the bill. I'm like, okay. So I call up the doctor's office. I'm like, can I get my annual appointment? They're like, oh yeah, he's no longer with the practice. He quit. And I'm like, oh.
That's why he's out of network.
They're like, yeah, he quit in December. I'm like, well, nobody sent me a letter or anything. Probably because
Yeah.
I didn't have like an appointment on the books. Like I only go once a year or sometimes twice a year. So I went to go for my annual appointment and they're like, oh yeah, he does not here anymore.
Well, Friday, I went to go for my first time getting a primary care physician.
Yep.
And it wasn't even a doctor. It was a nurse practitioner.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Is that the norm?
I call him doctor, but he's not really a doctor.
Okay.
And then I got replaced with another one who's another nurse practitioner.
So they can, they're, I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's either an NP or a PA. So it's
She was an
physician
APN.
assistant or, yeah. Yeah, so they gave me another one, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll see him. So he's another new guy. But I got my lab work done last week, and guess what? My A1C, 10.1.
It's a good number.
No,
Is that
it's
good?
horrible.
Oh.
Oh, it's not
supposed
good?
to be down at like for someone with diabetes, under 7 is good.
Mm.
So are they going to put you on anything
he's
to help with that?
So you should have more beers.
He's upping my dosage on the metformin.
If you want to do a little bit of insurance fraud, Joe, you can say you get the Ozempic for you and just give it to me.
He did. He did say I can go on that if I need to, because I'm way high. And
Joe's way high.
I'm sharing it because half of our audience is in the same like age range as we are.
Mm-hmm.
Probably most of our audience is the
True.
same age range that we are, and we're all drinking. We're all a bunch of fat fucks. So,
Excuse me, Joe?
we, it's all present company included. We're all the same.
Joe, while you were there, did you get checked for sexually transmitted ringworm?
No.
So the sexually transmitted ringworm caused by a rare fungus has been reported for the first time in the United States. The case report published Wednesday said
My story's over.
NYU Longan Health in New York
Feel like
City
Laura.
comes as clinicians worldwide increasingly say that having trouble treating fungal infections. So I call this the worms out of your ween story. We think a lot about antibacterial resistance, but this is a very important time for us to think about antifungus resistance, said Mohammed Ghanemam, a professor at dermatology at the Case Western Reserve University School. So ringworm is something you used to get just by
Playing in the water.
Playing in the water in the sewer.
Rain puddles.
Yeah.
Well,
And I had ringworm when I was a kid. I mean, you could see the worm in your foot. I couldn't imagine.
but it's not an actual worm. It's a fungus.
The fungus.
Right, but you could
Yeah.
see it. It's like they look like a fucking
Spirals,
worm. Yeah.
Okay.
They're just
That's
a circular
Yeah.
rash
I
kind
think,
of thing.
I think like
You tell-
wrestlers used to get that.
You
right?
tell a
From the
5-year-old,
mats.
you tell a 5-year-old you have ringworm and they look at it, it looks like a fucking worm in your fucking foot.
Okay.
So yeah, how do you know, like if you looked at your ween and you have like a little worm?
I mean, any type of fungal infection on your penis, like obviously there's a problem.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if it's a ring or if it's not a
Yeah,
ring. If
it's
there's
a
something there that
surface-
don't
it's-
belong
yeah,
there,
it's
fucking
a-
speak up and say something.
It's a fungus on the surface of the skin, so it's going to be on the surface of your skin.
Who's mowing their grass at 8:34 p.m.?
Our neighbor,
Stacy probably.
Is it still light out?
probably.
Yeah, till like 9 o'clock or 9 and change.
It's wet out. It's been raining all day.
Well, it's not raining now.
So this is a new thing. So now we have to worry about worms out of your wing.
Well, the cicada population, you know how they had the two.
Don't stick your dick in a cicada farm.
Well, the cicadas are going to start dying off because they are
brood.
apparently getting an STD too.
Good.
And it's going to turn them into zombies.
So they won't make noise all night long.
No, so it like slowly starts. I guess it makes it like messes with. I can't remember what they were saying, but it makes the cicada not know if it's like a male or a female that they're attracted to or something like that. So like they can be banging male cicadas and then there's just no babies because can't.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna they're gonna start dying off. Thank God. Last night I was hearing the cicadas going before the rain started.
Those were frogs.
That was the cicada that we were hearing. We're not part of the big explosion that they had this year, but we still have them down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because apparently there's 2 different broods that are maturing at the same time.
And those are the 2 that are going to be hit with they call it an STD. Like they literally saying it's a cicada STD, and it's going to turn them into zombie cicadas.
I think it was planted. I think that was something that was injected into a cicada, and
So it's the gay.
This only
the gay
happens like
cicadas.
once every 200 or 400 years. Like
Right.
they don't have any reason to kill them off if it's not happening every year. Like it's not affecting people. That they would lab create an STD for a cicada.
Okay. Joe, real quick.
Yep. 10.1.
Concerns rise over AI and adult entertainment. How is it
Why do you
affecting?
ask me?
How is it
I
affect?
sent you the article.
How is it affecting your porn?
It's not affecting my porn.
You sure?
Not that I know of.
Have you gotten on Twitter yet to see Twitter
No,
porn?
I have not.
Okay.
But the whole point of that concern is that you can generate pornographic images with AI. So
Mhm.
they're worried about people like, oh, I would like to see a 12-year-old doing this.
I think they're going
And
to
then
be able to target that though.
And then I would like to see Jenna Jameson doing this, or I would like to see Hillary Clinton in this pose.
I would like to see Laura
And-
smushing Drew's head on the ground.
I mean,
while
you don't
he's-
you don't need.
I was
AI
thinking
to
in
see
between my
that.
thighs, but that's okay.
You don't need AI to see that.
Just rewind the video 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Subscribe.
So later this month, people in Berlin will be able to book an hour with an AI sex doll as the world's first cyber brothel rolls out the services following a test phase.
Wait, we had this.
We talked
this-
about this a few months back.
Yeah.
yes.
But it's a little different.
Well,
How is it
no,
different?
because it was a brothel that had sex dolls, and now the sex dolls are smart enough to have AI built into them, so that the dolls can react to you and interact like a real person. It's not real different.
So it's not the VR headgear with a pretty much like a blow up doll. That
Yeah.
Was like okay, gotcha.
So kind of getting a little more like it as if a real person.
Okay. Can we show a photo of the person bitching?
Sure.
So Carrie,
Is she the doll or is she the person?
she's the person,
Oh, okay.
says we need to know more about the data for the sex chatbots that are being trained.
Well, chatbots and physical dolls are different, but yeah.
Okay. She's concerned. She must.
She's just jealous because her husband or boyfriend is going to spend more time on the computer with the sex chatbot.
Well, she
because
needs to go through our
she's not-
list of
she's not-
15 reasons why her sex sucks. I'm going to guess just by her. I'm going to just be a little judgmental here. Just by
Oh,
the.
you're gonna go through the list and say why she has.
I'm gonna
bad
say
sex?
she's having
got
bad
the smirk.
sex. Yep.
She's
she's got that I haven't
She's
gotten
kind of a
good
bitch.
sex smirk.
I'm definitely going not changing it up.
No,
I
she wants to do it on a Thursday afternoon, like right after lunch.
I
I
think
feel like she has stress and anger issues too.
definitely maybe a little anger.
Definitely a little bit of medication and depression too.
Maybe. I think she's definitely lacking communication.
She spends too much money on candles.
Or plants.
Or crystals.
What plants?
I bet you she has sex on a schedule. Might be comparing sex to her ex.
Who's an AI generated bot.
Mm-hmm. So I think those are her reasons. That's on the list anyways.
Her ex was her college professor.
Probably.
He was her advisor.
Then
She's-
he left to go make AI bots.
She's not showing any cleavage, so she probably has a little bit of
Insecurity.
going on.
Or she's a
which,
prude.
Which means she's probably banging with the lights off.
Yep.
Okay.
She could be a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. You never know.
Speaking of, I thought it was funny because I actually was looking at a T-shirt that said "Freak in the Sheets," but it has like the Microsoft Excel logo.
I don't get it, Joe.
Excel like worksheets,
Oh,
spreadsheets. It's like
that is the biggest nerd joke I've ever heard, Joe.
Exactly.
If I have to think that hard, it's not
Well,
funny.
No, but if you see the logo and you're like "Freak in the Sheets," like it's like spreadsheets, Excel sheets. Like,
Mm-hmm. I'm actually good with
use-
Excel.
I use Excel like all
Now-
day long, and I can do some crazy shit.
Do you use the? Well, let's talk about that.
I write my own macros. I write crazy
Really?
like, code. I have macros with thousands of.
Joe,
lines
how
code
did I
and
not
everything.
know this? I need custom Excel
I can-
spreadsheets all the time.
I do crazy shit.
Now, do you use Numbers or just Excel? Numbers is
He
Apple.
doesn't have Apple products.
Well,
I use actual Microsoft.
Okay. I mean, I can use Excel, but Mac uses numbers.
Because they couldn't come up with a better name for their program, but number.
Numbers, plural. There's more than one number in there, Joe. All right, we're gonna go have chicken wings. Laura's like,
Yeah,
thank
I
fucking
thought
God.
that was funny. The freak in the sheets.
Okay, I need to
and
talk to you
had
though,
the
because
logo.
I love customized Excel spreadsheets. I need some from work.
I can do some stuff that would kind of blow your mind when it comes to that, like automating, like if you do auto filters and
Well, for tax
sorting
purposes, I have a tax spreadsheet, but it's all fucked up.
and if you have trouble with formulas, if you have trouble with like presenting,
You know who
data,
also uses that a lot? You guys could probably discuss
out
is,
over
is,
it?
is Garby.
really,
Yep.
we can geek out over that.
Yep. So
But I use it for like investigation into financial results and research and
okay.
yeah.
Sounds good. All right, so we're gonna head out and do some all-you-can-eat boneless chicken wings at Glory Days in Riverview, Florida.
Because you can't deliver the bone on a Tuesday.
No, you cannot. So thanks for hanging out. Remember, vote for the Drinking with Drew show on the Creative Loafing Best of the Bay. Vote, vote, vote. Once a day.
And keep your diabetes under control.
Sure. Keep your diabetes under control while you have chicken wings and beer.
Yeah.
On Tuesday nights. And follow us on Facebook, The Drinking with Drew Show, X, The Drinking with Drew Show, Instagram, The Drinking with Drew Show,
Humble.
and Humble Social. Just look for Drew Carlton because they won't let you do technically a show page there. You've got to actually have a name there. So it's Drew Carlton. You can follow me there.
He's that guy.
I am that guy.
How many followers do you have on Humble?
I don't even know. Anybody on Humble, you just follow each other. You're like, oh, you're on Humble? Oh, I'll follow you. I have my icon, I have the badge for being the first profile because when they first started Humble Social, and you can find Humble Social. You can find Humble Social in the Android and iOS App Store. So I was one of the first trial, I guess, testers, beta testers.
Alpha tester or beta tester?
I don't know. What's the difference, Joe?
Well, one is pre-production release and one is like post-production.
Pre. I was a preemie.
Yeah.
So
He prees a lot.
Stay in line. So
Do you have
yeah.
ED or PE?
Take this, man. So anywho, follow me on Humble Social. And from there, we'll see you next week. We have hopefully Garby back next week. Maybe we'll have Jason Stallworth back. Maybe a special guest. Maybe we'll get Doug Lee in or somebody like that. We'll see what's going on next week, and we will talk to you then. Let me find the show outro. There it is. All right, everybody. This has been another episode of the Drinking with Drew show. Stay tuned for more uploads, more shows. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Humble Social, all the socials. Our live shows are Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to check us out live. You can call into the show and be a part of it. See you soon.
Oh, sympathy hops now.